Christian's symptoms that I realized there might be something wrong, that he could have food allergies. When I first fed him eggs, when he was about 8 months old, he just spit the egg right back out. The hives broke out right away, and it just started concerning me. And our family doctor, Dr. Yarberry, had suggested that I take him to see the allergist.
I think it's important for family physicians to work with an allergist because we can keep up on the latest advances in allergy. Sometimes the conditions are fairly complicated.
Open wide. A food allergy is a reaction to a food substance. It is something that can be potentially life-threatening in its most severe form. So that's what allergists are very interested in, promoting the awareness of food allergy and to have patients be prepared. So it's something that we really try and pay close attention to.
When I found out Christian had to avoid certain foods, the list was quite large, and it was devastating. I remember pulling into the garage and kind of having my moment where I got the tears out. And then I kind of came in and realized this was a lifestyle change that we were going to have, but it was going to be better. Well, you can't have wheat, eggs, and milk. It's challenging. There were several birthday parties where he couldn't eat the birthday cake, but we would usually send some kind of Rice Krispie treat or something, so when the kids had the birthday cake, he had a special treat too that he could enjoy. It was kind of funny. The kids would ask for what he was having instead of what was being served so many times.
When I was younger, and I was allergic to many different types of food, so whenever I went someplace where I wasn't with my mom, I had to be very careful that I knew what I could and couldn't eat and order things specially for that. But now I'm really only allergic to peanuts, so whenever I go to a restaurant, I have to ask the waitress if they use nuts there. If they do, I have to ask if they use it in any way that could be contaminated with the food that I would order. Generally, the waitresses know what's going on back there or can ask and will be helpful, so don't be afraid to ask.
Well, Heidi was different. When we first noticed Heidi having some food allergies, she was probably about 12 years old, and it was with the avocados was the first one we noticed. And she'd eaten avocados, most of her life and loved them. And she just had one day, and immediately she complained of her ears feeling funny and her throat feeling funny.
When you eat something that you're not supposed to, it feels very uncomfortable. My ears get really itchy, my throat gets really itchy. Sometimes it tightens up, and it's unpleasant, and I usually get sick after I eat it. An allergist has taught me that I can still manage my allergies.
Clothes?
I love skiing because I get to travel the world. When I'm on the road, I just try to stay away from the foods that I'm allergic to and take allergy medicine. My allergies haven't ever prevented me from doing competition or anything that I want. I mean, sure, it makes it uncomfortable, but I really like to compete and prefer to do that versus let my allergies stop me.
My allergies never prevented me from doing something that I wanted to do. I've always found ways around it.
Christian had a severe peanut reaction. It was about 1.5 years ago.
I was skiing with my cousin, and it was weird. I started having it seemed like an asthma attack at first, and it just kept on getting worse. And then I started getting really itchy, and that's when I knew that something was wrong. So I told my cousin that we had to go down, and I called my mom to have her pick me up at the bottom, and then she took me to the hospital, and by the time I got there, my condition was quite serious.
We walked in, I said he's having an allergic reaction. They took us right in. There was no hesitation whatsoever.
That's why it's important to always have on hand self-injected epinephrine, because you cannot predict how a food allergy may progress.
Despite the allergies, my children have been able to do everything that they've wanted to do. The last thing you want to be told is what they can't do, because you want the future wide open for your child. And I had to change that initial blow. And we just decided we're going to make it work. And you're not alone. It's not like you're the only parent in the world whose child has this. And there's wonderful examples of just allergists and the patients just succeeding together.